Hello, welcome to Postdoc Chronicles week number 23. And last week, I basically spent a lot of time trying to install the CheckMate app on my MacBook because, I began using it on my, there's a Linux desktop, like I mentioned before, in my office. It was very straightforward to install on a Linux machine, but man, on a MacBook, there are a lot of like complications because like I look at like a lot of like forums and stuff, and like version 10.10 of the Mac OS, there's something amiss with the DYLD like library path. So before you can like set a specific directory or path in that like sort of variable, but in 10.10 and above, Mac tends to ignore that. So if like a certain program is calling that path, then it basically looks empty to them, right? Because Mac is ignoring it. So what you do is you use this thing called OTool, OTOOL dash capital L, which basically lists all the libraries linked to a specific program or a specific binary. Okay, so for example, when you run OTool to a specific dependency on the CheckMate itself, it will list the following libraries and then where it is looking for it. Okay, and so you look for these libraries manually, and then you use something, the command line install underscore name underscore tool. I think that was the one I used. And then you manually point to these dependencies where these specific libraries are located. Otherwise, when you run the checkmate program, eventually it will say, DYLD not loaded, like the image not found or something. So it's not able to find it because it's trying to look for it in the DYLD library path that you like set up in the first place, but then it's not there. Okay, so that is the problem. And so I had to actually manually look for all these individual libraries, link them one by one until eventually I got the checkmate to work. And I really want it, on my Mac, because most of my hepmc files, the event files that I am going to analyze and check whether they are allowed or excluded, they are found in my laptop. And if I like just console myself, or just be what do you call this, if I just want to be like using the one in the found in the Linux computer, then I'd have to keep copying the hepmc file from my MacBook into the Linux computer. And these are typically huge files, especially if you're like trying to simulate huge number of events. Okay, so in our case, like for example, we run like 10,000 events. It could like sometimes they reach like 3 gigabytes and so on, and it's really like a hassle transferring them between my MacBook and then going to the Linux laptop. Okay, and it's really a fun experience because I had exactly the same experience for while installing Rivet. Okay, this time the problem with Rivet is that I forgot what I did exactly, but it you have to indicate that you are running a specific Mac OS. Otherwise, it messes up with the, I don't know, the GCC compiler that it tries to call is wrong, and so on. And so in fact, so my two supervisors, Deepak and Jong, Deepak is an extensive user of Rivet analysis. He was the one who taught me everything I know so far. So basically, his work relies a lot on Rivet, on making analysis on that. Okay, and so he was the one who told me, okay, install that in your Mac. And then on the other hand, Jong, he said when he tried installing Rivet, he couldn't make it run. He told me it's really hard to do. Okay, but Deepak said, it's doable. Just have patience. And then eventually I got it working. And then on the other end of the spectrum, CheckMate. Jong is actually one of the founding authors of this amazing program known as CheckMate. And when I asked Deepak, like if I'll install CheckMate before Jong asked me to install it in the first place, Deepak was like, CheckMate, that's very hard to install. I tried installing it for a long time. I basically gave up. And even Jong, he admits that it's really hard. To install or to make CheckMate run on the Mac OS. They even had like a tutorial in their webpage, like for dummies, on how to install it step by step. But it doesn't help a lot. There are really some points where it gets an error, and then you have to figure it out all for yourself. Okay, but yeah, it's really I feel good that I was able to make both of them run on my machine, where Deepak can't do checkmate on his, and then on the other hand, Jong can't, like, he told me he tried installing Rivet and then he can't do it in his in his machine. But it's fine because both of them don't use the program of the other. But in my case, like, it's like the combination of both their techniques that I need to do in the current analysis that I'm doing. So that's why I need both machines running. Okay, so currently I'm now able to isolate the like the smallest squark mass that I can that is allowable, that is allowed by checkmate. Okay, and this quark mass, this specific quark mass is what I'm gonna input into the specific decay chain that we have in our so-called spectrum file, and then we will simulate the event, and then the Rivet analysis code that I wrote will run over on that data, and now it will be looking at the specific mass hierarchies of the decay products, which mass relationships, which mass ratio should give the best or the most sensitive result or signal, and then trying to explain why this specific ratio or why this specific masses behave the way they do when you do the Rivet analysis on them. Okay, so that's basically what I did in my postdoc. And then, unfortunately, also last week, my JBL headset, the wire one, got busted. The left side, which was really sad. I was just like using it. I put it in my pocket. When I use it again, the other ear is not sounding anymore, and I can still remember the last music I was listening to it is To Tame a Land by Iron Maiden, because again I was reading Frank Herbert's Dune. Okay, and every time I read that novel, I like listening to the song, because the lyrics really, it's really based on the novel, like all the terminologies, the words that are unique to the Dune mythology, to the Dune universe. Iron Maiden really used it. But yeah, that's the last music I listened to it. And so last weekend I had to go to the mall, and the nice thing is I decided to, like, try myself and obtain something that looks like this. Okay, this is like a Bluetooth. It's called a True Wireless Bluetooth headset, and the one I got, I was supposed to buy like the Apple one, but it's insanely expensive. It's like twice the price of this one. And then I was looking at reviews. The Apple one, like, dangles like a Q-tip on your ear. It's colored white. I don't like that color for my, like, headset. And the interface is not adjustable on the headset itself. So for example, if I want to adjust the volume, I can't do it there. And so I found this thing. The brand is Aukey. Okay, it's a Chinese company that makes portable power banks. Okay, and they're really good, like, they're on top among with like Romos, Anker, and Rav Power. But yeah, I am familiar with this brand because I'm basically using the let me get it here. Okay, so I'm basically using a, so as if you may have heard, the if you have a MacBook, the latest edition, it doesn't have any port at all other than a Type C port. Okay, so you have to have buy a lot of adapters and so on to use on your MacBook. But then the nice, if you buy the Apple ones, you have to buy them separately. For example, you need one for micro SD, then you have to buy Type C to micro SD. Do you need one for HDMI? Type C to HDMI. Do you need one for VGA? So you have to buy them individually. And the thing is, these guys, they're really expensive. Okay, and so that's why I know the brand Aukey. It's because I found this. This is Type C, but look at all the ports, man. Like, it has all the ports that my MacBook needs. So it has like VGA, HDMI, SD, micro SD, and then here it has LAN for the LAN connection for the internet. It has two USB ports, and it has a Type C port right here. So it's really very good. It's very I've been using it. I got this through Amazon when I ordered this online when, like, Deepak went to somewhere in Europe, and then he ordered it, and then when he arrived there, it also arrived, and then he brought it back for me. But yeah, so I'm familiar with Aukey, and then they really make very good stuff, and so that's why I did not hesitate in getting this one. This is like basically half the price of the Apple AirPods, and so far it's really been very good. Okay, the only problem with this one, and it's a common problem. It's not unique to this. This works to all my other almost all my other Bluetooth devices except one, and it is the PS Vita. Okay, and it's not the fault of this device. PS Vita it has a Bluetooth capabilities, but it's very choosy when it comes to the type of headphones that it wants to interface with. Okay, I do have like some other cheaper Bluetooth headset, the one not truly wireless, the one with the wire. I use it for my Vita. It connects with that, but all my other machines, my laptop, my new iPad and stuff, they connect here, and it's really very good. It's very convenient that they just like sit here on your ear like that, and then you just press stuff here. It's very convenient, like no wires and stuff. Yeah, it's really nice. And then here's the casing here. You just put it here. It's magnetic. Okay, and then they charge there every time you put it there, and then it closes like that. So it's very cute as well, and I like the color. If had the Apple AirPods, if they had like the color black, I would have had like some second thoughts. But the white one, nah, I'm not having it. Even if I have like a lot of Apple devices now, I still wouldn't want that. So yeah, I got this Aukey one, and I'm really happy with that purchase. Okay, but yeah, anyway, I leave you with that. This is my Postdoc Chronicles week number 23, and I'll see you next time for the next Postdoc Chronicles. Thanks for watching, and bye bye.